Hey guys, welcome back to the Friday Vlog, where we discuss activity that goes on here with the BuzWeaver channel. That includes things like current events, headlines that are in the news, pop culture, social media, technology, and items of interest that come up during the week to allow us to have a little bit of a dialogue. I want to thank all you guys across NewTek, BitChute, and Rumble for all of your guys' continued support, and of course everyone here on YouTube.
We start things off from the Vigilant Fox, and as of this week, you really couldn't go anywhere, or as I was covering a lot of this and just doing my regular social media interaction, whether it was friends, whether it was family, whether it was other people, you guys in comments, wherever I was, everyone wanted to know what is going on with Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Well, we have the Vigilant Fox who kind of breaks it down for us. So I'm going to kind of go through this kind of in a speed read, as well as kind of skip over some things that are going on here, just so you guys can get caught up and kind of understand what all is going on. So the Trump-Musk breakup is now official. For the first time, Trump spoke out after Musk blasted the big, beautiful bill. That's right. But here's the twist. Musk watching live and firing back in real time on X. So it came out of nowhere like a Category 5 hurricane. President Trump was hosting German Chancellor Friedrich Merz when a reporter asked a question that immediately changed the energy in the room. Of course, and that of the obvious question, what's your reaction to Elon Musk's criticism of the big, beautiful bill? The mood shifted. Trump didn't hesitate. It was the beginning of what sounded like a very public political divorce. I've always liked Elon, Trump said, so I was very surprised. He hasn't said anything about me that's bad. Trump had stayed quiet for a while, but now, cornered with cameras rolling, he was ready to speak. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, Trump continued, praising the legislation as incredible and the biggest cut in the history of our country, about $1.6 trillion. Of course, the argument here that Elon had and both Rand Paul had was over the deficit. Now, I'm just going to go and say this in a general manner, and that is, of course, as you guys know, government isn't really run like a business, right? You can't tell the opposing party, do this, meet this criteria, we want you to do X, Y, and Z, or else, right? It's just not the way it works. I would like to believe that Elon understands this, because it seems like he is upset by the fact that, you know, when you're running a business, you're going to make decisions that you as the head of that company can make, and who's going to challenge you, unless, of course, it's shareholders and things like that. But Elon may have been under the impression that, you know, he wanted to go to D.C., go in government, and make the necessary changes that needed to be made. And it's understandable, but you guys already know, as we've talked about it here on the BuzWeaver channel many times, when it came to like Matt Gaetz and other young politicians who were getting their start, and they were saying, you know, they get coddled, they get wined and dined, and this, that, and the other. And of course, the lobbyists and all these other people are all depending on you to make decisions, wink, 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 that they want you to make, right? So you don't have that sense of autonomy or even agency sometimes, because if you don't go with the flow, if you're not part of the club, they will try to destroy you. The way Trump described it was Musk's problem was ideological. It wasn't ideological, it was financial. Now, speaking of ideological, I would argue that a lot of the Trump detractors and those on the left, as well as the Democrats, have an ideological problem with Trump. There is no genuine oppression, right? It's just because the fact that it's Donald Trump. There wasn't some switch that someone, you know, turned on, and then suddenly it's open season on the LGBTQ or others, but I am sure you guys understand what I mean by that. So Musk responded to this immediately. Whatever. Keep the EV solar incentives cuts in the bill, even though no oil and gas subsidies are touched. Very unfair. But ditch the mountain of disgusting pork in the bill. I agree. It's 1,100 pages of absurdity, but that's the way it works. I mean, and he's plugging his channel, or plugging his X. But the electric vehicle subsidies weren't the only flashpoint, right? He said Musk had personally pushed for 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐳𝐬𝐿, which I don't think is a big deal. That's on NASA. So they disputed over the pick for NASA. That's when Trump crossed the line. You don't cross unless something's truly over. And he dropped a line that made it clear. He started using the past tense. Look, Elon and I have had a great relationship, he said. I don't know if we will anymore. It was unmistakable. Okay. I don't know why I thought that said something else. As the comments continued, the emotions started bleeding through. Trump reminded everyone just how closely tied Musk had been to his movement. Elon endorsed me very strongly, he said. He actually went up and campaigned for me. He did. I would say, as it's been mentioned here by many, many people, that Elon helped him win. And that was, part of it was purchasing of Twitter. Because on Twitter, Twitter was the area where the media, the left, the Trump detractors, the activists and all them all congregated together to be on the same page, to organize, and to make sure that they all had the correct marching orders. And so, of course, as you know also, Donald Trump was removed from social media entirely, off all platforms, as a result of what the left had done. I find it fascinating how they keep complaining about fascism when they're the ones who were able to remove a sitting president from social media. It's absolutely ridiculous. But Musk was ready and waiting. He weighed in on the president's claim about Pennsylvania, and he took it one step further, Musk said. Without me, Trump would have lost the election, Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. I do somewhat agree with that, because with the ability of Elon's influence, which is what we always talk about here on the BuzWeaver channel, as when it comes to Democrats, are all concerned about popularity and influence. And Elon has a lot of that, even among some of the hard left who may not come out and say it, despite the fact that they detest Elon. Of course, now they'll probably like him, so the mood is going to be completely different now. But I do agree to an extent here that the House and the Senate would be different. But I also maintain that the GOP has not really done a whole lot. The GOP is extraordinarily disappointing. And the Democrats, as you know, if the Democrats win the House in 2026, they will undo everything that Donald Trump has done. And they will, well, I don't know whether they'll subpoena Elon now or Doge, but I would not put it past them. They will be going full bore. I mean, just like now. I mean, the mainstream media was already going full bore on this. We'll talk about that in a minute. And when Musk called out Trump's claim that he knew the inner workings of the big, beautiful bill, false. This bill was never shown to me even once, and was passed in the dead of night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it. So Trump was trying to give him some platitudes, right? And then Musk is like, I'm not gonna fall for that. And the thing about Elon, what I've noticed about him, he's very eccentric, right? People say, and I don't know if it's ever been confirmed, or him saying that he has Asperger's. So he has this kind of one-track mindset, and I'm not saying that to disparage him or anyone with Asperger's, but that, they can be very one-track minded. And once Elon latches onto something, he just doesn't let go. And when it comes to politics, there's got to be levels of flexibility, because, of course, this is why so many people are speaking out against Trump, whether it's Elon Musk or even Rand Paul. Now, Elon's reasoning may be more business-related, where Rand Paul's is more political-related. So back in the Oval Office, the mood darkened again as Trump made a quiet prediction. He hasn't said bad about me personally, he said? Okay. I'm not sure. This is the difference between reading something that's written for whatever reason and spoken word. But I'm sure that'll be next. There was no mistaking it now. This was a full-blown breakup. I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped. And so this is all me trying to read dialogue of Trump in each of these video clips. But I think everyone here gets the point. So it's continuing on, and the antics go on about EVs and this, that, and the other. But I did find this fascinating. I'll go ahead and let you guys listen to this for just a moment.
No, it's not at all. And look, it's not terribly surprising. He's a hugely intelligent man with a lot of achievements, but he really is a giant baby. I remember Donald Trump had a sort of paternal relationship with him, and said at one point that he said, I don't want to be rude, but he is a bit of a child. And he's acting like a child right now, having a tantrum and lashing out in the nastiest way he possibly can, and saying things that he can never undo. And I feel like what really happened was that Daddy, Donald Trump, took sides in an argument he was having with Scott Bessent, which apparently got very willing. Elon Musk shoved Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary. There was screaming and shouting and swearing outside the Oval Office, right outside Susie Wiles' office. Right. And after that, obviously, Donald Trump had to choose sides, and he chose Scott Bessent's side. And I think that's Elon has just been on a long jag, and now that he's left the White House, I think he's got a bit of PTSD, and he's just finding any which way to get back.
So there. All right, so that's what they're also accusing Elon of as well, is Trump derangement syndrome. Now, I don't know how much of all that I agree with. Some of that could be true. With Bassett, he's a very casual, laid-back guy, so I don't know how off the rails he gets. But what you see the politicians do on camera and what they do behind the camera are two entirely different things, let me tell you. So here, of course, the media wasted no time. CNN and my leftist friends on Facebook and leftists that I know, they wasted zero time saying things like, well, Elon Musk finally has got to see the ish side of Donald Trump, this, that, and the other. So you can see here, false, the bill was never shown. So he's just talking about how, like, these were the platitudes that Donald Trump gave to Elon to kind of, you know, skirt things over, smooth things over, as it were. You know, so you don't want to be completely ugly. So Trump was being a bit diplomatic, despite the fact that people say that he's not diplomatic. But I find it funny, really, that CNN would take all this time, energy, and effort to break down the conversation on Twitter, or on X, I should say, and Truth Social, but never break things down in a way that anyone can understand how the news is being reported, right? So there's always these questions that are left in people's minds when they're watching the media, because the media doesn't answer questions. They tell you what to think. They tell you what opinions to have, and they give you an outline that they want you to hear, and then you got to hang around and maybe hope that they come up with an answer. And so I found it fascinating. I think I may have written it here, didn't I? Yeah, CNN is capable of breaking things down point by point when it suits them. The mainstream media will yuck this up for days, maybe weeks. It's their two favorite targets to disparage. And I just recently posted that. But so they break. I mean, she's going through here and she's like breaking every single thing down. She's showing the EV cars. She's showing the. Oh, I didn't click on that though. So you know, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts, as we know. And that was, you know, again, this is all part of what was going on with the Biden administration. Here they're talking about how Elon went up to help rescue the astronauts. And so, like I said, you know, they're going point by point by point. But when it comes to 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐳𝐿, we'll get to Ian here in a minute. But it's amazing how, you see, President versus Elon, who wins? My money's on Elon. Trump should be impeached, and J.D. Vance should replace him. And I do have that here. That's Elon there. 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐳𝐿. I had Ian's up here. Now I lost it. But yeah, you guys get the point here. Or here it is. From Elon, but 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐳𝐿 here too. But I thought I had it over here just from Ian. Ian is a journalist from Malaysia, and very popular here on Twitter, or X, formerly Twitter, with 1.2 million followers. So he's rather a likable guy. But apparently he does not like Donald Trump, and he's making his voice very clear about that. And Luke Rodkowski, the same thing. He asked, who do you think is more in the right, Trump and Elon? Now, these are people that are middle of the road. These are middle left. I would say Luke is kind of he's basically, so Luke is a libertarian. 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐳𝐿 is kind of center left. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys that sprinkling, and I didn't mean to kind of jump away from this from CNN, but you guys get the point, right, about what was going on here. And of course, I didn't want to play the video because I get a strike here. And here is Caroline Leavitt. And she was saying, this is an unfortunate episode from Elon, who is unhappy with the One Big Beautiful Bill because it does not include the policies he wanted. The president is, as she says, word here, focused on passing the historic piece of legislation and making our country great again. So I wouldn't anticipate her saying anything contrary to what Donald Trump is saying. So I wouldn't expect her to agree with anything that Elon is saying. And of course, we just covered here what Luke was saying, and Luke being, you know, a libertarian, and then 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐳𝐿 being kind of center left. And I didn't pull up any of the other people because probably not that big of a deal to you. But several hours ago, I posted here on TikTok. And as you can see here, you guys let me know how you like the artwork here. I've been trying to work at making some eye-catching type post for TikTok. So I've been just going as artistic as I can. I don't think I'm really all that artistic, but nonetheless, yeah, it's already up to 929, which is pretty good, pretty quick for the short amount of time that I posted it. And of course, you guys can go by the channel here and look at the media. Ecstatic as Trump and Musk trade blows in public feud. You guys can check out the video that I made earlier today, or yesterday, as of this recording. I'm still going in between the days here because it's been a crazy day. But you guys will have to let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about what all is going on with this spat, as it were, between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and where it may lead. But of course, below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to, so avail yourselves to that. And of course, I thank all you guys for your continued support. And so that's what I had for you guys this Friday.
All right, guys. So that's going to wrap it up for this Friday vlog. Thank you for the likes, the shares, and the comments. Below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to. So avail yourselves of that. And if you order frequently from Amazon or a Prime member, you can use my landing page link, and of course your privacy is protected. And speaking of privacy while you're online, my favorite VPN, Virtual Private Network Trust Zone, is down there. It gets you straight to the point, no fuss, directly connected, and you're off and doing your thing. But nonetheless, guys, I want to thank you so much. Here in 2025, so much has been going on this week. You guys have checked out the videos and seen all that's going on with the almost collapse of the Democrat Party. It's been quite extraordinary. I feel a bit validated by all of this that's going on. So pat yourselves on the back. But thank you guys across New Tech, BitChute, and Rumble for your guys' continued support. And of course, everyone here on YouTube, appearing there on the screen. That'd be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as select notifications. And I'll see all you guys behind the Galaxy phone camera next week.